am so glad and so honored to introduce my colleague and through this effort, my friend, the Rabbi Howard Voss Altman from Temple Bethel.
Thank you, Liz. And it needs to be said that without Liz's leadership and her guiding spirit and her commitment to change, this would never have occurred. So please, for Liz. The Safe Schools Act, which prohibits concealed carry permits in schools, must become the law of Rhode Island. The ability to carry a loaded firearm into a school setting can only be a catalyst for the negligent or intentional use of a firearm, putting teachers, school staff, and our children into dangerous and even deadly circumstances. Currently, 46 states prohibit concealed carry permits in K-12 schools. 46. Rhode Island must become the 47th. The bill is overwhelmingly supported by the two constituencies who are most impacted by it: education leaders and law enforcement. The Rhode Island Federation of Teachers, the Rhode Island School Superintendents Association, the Rhode Island Association of School Principals, and the Rhode Island Association of School Committees, and 24 Rhode Island school committees themselves all support the Safe Schools Act. And law enforcement, our first responders, as well support these bills. The Rhode Island Police Chiefs Association supports this bill. Why do they? Because our law enforcement officials know only too well that even well-meaning citizens who are carrying weapons in a school setting are much more likely to cause, at best, an accidental death, and at worst, take unwise action that leads to panic and even further violence. As members of the clergy, it is our obligation to be not only concerned with our rights, such as those protected by the Second Amendment, but also with weighing our moral responsibilities as parents, as neighbors, and as citizens.
Yeah.
Judaism teaches the principle of kavod habriot, our obligation to uphold the honor and dignity of all life, but especially those who are most vulnerable. By permitting concealed weapons in a school setting, we are placing our children in greater danger, and in so doing, we diminish the honor and dignity of their lives. I have a son who is just about to graduate from Classical High School here in Providence, and a daughter who's going to 10th grade at Classical. This bill matters to me both as a rabbi and as a father. I'm not suggesting that concealed carry permits should be prohibited. What I am suggesting is that concealed carry permits in schools should be prohibited by a common sense gun control legislation. Our schools must be places where our children are nurtured, cared for, and inspired. Places where their thirst for knowledge is quenched, where their love of learning is stoked, where their bonds of friendship are formed, and most of all, where their childhood, their innocence, is celebrated. Guns are not a part of that mission. Indeed, the presence of guns, concealed or not, are directly contrary to that mission. A school day is not the time for a gun. It is not the place for a gun. We urge the Rhode Island legislators to do the right thing, the responsible thing, and pass, finally, the Safe Schools Act. Thank you.